Crazy Sea Stories.
The Last Light in Bramwell. The lamp in the window swayed slightly, casting its trembling glow over the cramped study. The air was stale, heavy with the scent of ancient parchment, and something else, something that smelled faintly of damp earth. At the center of the room sat Elias Bramwell, a man well into his final years, hunched over a battered desk that seemed as old as he was. His skin was parchment thin, pulled taut over sharp bones, and his eyes, milky but piercing, were fixed on a small leather-bound book that trembled in his hands. The bulb above his desk flickered, but it wasn't the only source of light. There, in the heart of the book, a faint golden glow pulsed like a living thing, illuminating the frail man's face with a soft, almost reverent warmth. He read in a whisper, his cracked lips forming words that hadn't been spoken aloud for centuries. From the shelves, hundreds of books leaned toward him, their spines cracked, their pages curling, as though eager to listen. Elias had lived in this study for most of his life, venturing out only to collect more volumes. The villagers spoke of him in hushed tones. The Keeper, they called him. No one could quite say what it was he kept. But Elias knew. Every book in this room was a prison. It began when Elias was a young man, wandering the edges of the northern moors. There he stumbled upon the ruins of a monastery swallowed by fog and moss. In the center of its crumbling chapel was a single black lectern, and upon it, a book bound in pale, leathery skin. The moment he opened it, something woke inside him. He heard a voice, not in his ears, but in the marrow of his bones. It told him its name, though the sound of it burned and twisted in his mind. It promised him knowledge beyond imagining, if only he would feed it. From that day on, he hunted, not for animals, but for words. The book, the Codex of Names, taught him how to trap souls in ink. The trick was in the last breath. As life left a body, you spoke a binding phrase and wrote the victim's full name. The letters would burn themselves into the page, and the book would sigh with satisfaction. At first, Elias captured vermin, then stray dogs, then the dying in hospice wards. But the Codex grew hungrier. Its pages demanded men, women, children, anyone with a name and a voice. And Elias, hungry for the wisdom it offered, obeyed. Years turned into decades. Elias no longer left Bramwell House except under moonless skies, when the hunger in the books became unbearable. The shelves swelled with more than 100 volumes, each one humming faintly, like a beehive in the dark. But the Codex glowed. Every time Elias read from it, that light would spill over the desk, warm and golden. It was not the harsh, sickly white of electric lamps. It was alive, soft, almost maternal. And it spoke. Tonight, it was speaking again. One more, Elias, it whispered. One more, and I will give you the name of death itself. Elias's hands shook. He was old, so very old, but the promise of knowing death's true name sent a thrill through him. He could command it, perhaps even bargain with it. He began turning the pages, each one crammed with names written in his hand. The glow deepened, and shadows on the walls writhed as though they were listening. It was nearly midnight when the study door creaked open. The hinges screamed, though he had oiled them only last week. A girl stood there. Pale skin, dark hair, no more than 10 years old. She was barefoot, and her nightgown was soaked as though she had walked through rain, though outside the night was dry. Her eyes were black, not the dark brown of deep irises, black like ink. "Grandfather," she said softly, though Elias had no children, no family. "The book is waiting." She crossed the room in silence, her bare feet leaving wet footprints on the wooden floor. She stopped beside him and placed her small hands on the Codex. The glow flared. "Write," the voice commanded. Elias dipped his quill, his fingers aching. "What is the name?" he asked. The girl smiled, and her teeth were too many. Your own. He froze. The Codex's light grew unbearably bright, and the whisper in his bones became a roar. He felt his chest tighten, his lungs refusing to fill. The quill in his hand moved without his will, dragging sharp, inked letters across the page. Elias Bramwell. As the last stroke was made, the golden light did not fade. It collapsed inward, like a star folding into itself. He felt his skin pull tight over his bones. His breath turned cold. The study went silent. The girl was gone. On the desk sat the Codex, its cover warm to the touch, its pages still faintly glowing. Elias's name pulsed once, then stilled. From the shelves, the other books began to hum. Elias tried to stand, but he could not feel his legs. In fact, he could not feel his body at all. He was aware only of darkness and the smell of paper and the faint vibration of countless whispers. He realized then he was inside the Codex. The voices around him were the others, all the names he had written. They called to him, clawed at him, demanded he explain why they had been stolen. He screamed, but no sound came. His voice was just another whisper now, trapped forever between two covers, his fate sealed in ink. The Codex rested quietly on the desk, its glow dimming to a faint ember. Hours later, when the first morning light slipped through the window, the lamp swayed gently, though there was no breeze. The pages of the books shifted as if in anticipation. The Codex waited. It would always wait, because somewhere out there, someone would find it again. The Codex rested quietly on the desk, its glow dimming to a faint ember. Hours later, when the first morning light slipped through the window, the lamp swayed gently, though there was no breeze. The pages of the books shifted as if in anticipation. The Codex waited. It would always wait, because somewhere out there, someone would find it again. And when they did, they would feel the warmth of its glow, hear the voice in their bones, and open it just as Elias had. And the shelves would hum once more.
Crazy Sea Stories. If you like these stories, subscribe for more.
The Silence of Hollow Street. The man didn't know why he woke up in the abandoned town. He didn't know his name. He didn't know how long he had been walking. But he did know one thing. Something was following him. The sky above Hollow Street was a sick shade of blue-green, clouded like bruised skin. Dead trees clawed at the windless air, and the houses stood as empty husks, their windows like blind eyes watching him pass. A broken car rested on the side, as though it had waited decades for someone to return. He walked slowly, each step echoing on cracked pavement. The silence was suffocating. Not the peaceful kind, but the kind that screamed. There were no birds, no wind, not even his own breath. Only footsteps. But then came a second set. They didn't belong to him. He turned. Nothing. He walked faster. The other steps matched his pace. He broke into a run. The shadows grew longer, darker, as if the sky itself was sinking. The houses seemed to shift. The doors were open now, open wide like mouths. Inviting. Hungry. He ducked into one, slamming the rotting door shut. Inside was worse. The floor creaked as if something was beneath it, something moving, something wet. Then came the voice. Not loud, not angry, just a whisper right next to his ear. You're not first. He spun, but again nothing. Only dust and darkness. He backed away, only to feel cold fingers brush against his spine. He screamed and ran outside, but the street wasn't there anymore. Instead, rows and rows of identical houses stretched infinitely in every direction. The sky was gone, swallowed by shadows. A door opened behind him, then another and another. Figures stepped out, silhouettes like his own, faceless, soulless, trapped. He turned to run, but his legs wouldn't move. The road beneath him had turned to ash. His body began to sink. He looked up. The sky opened and he saw the truth. This wasn't a town. It was a memory. His memory. The one he had buried. The one that now devoured him piece by piece. And as his body was pulled into the earth, he finally remembered why he had come here. To forget. But Hollow Street never forgets. No one ever leaves.
Crazy Sea Stories. If you like these stories, subscribe for more.